What's up everyone, Off the Cuff Reviews here. My name is Alex and today I have a special new video. We are going to be checking out something from the warning, so let's get into it. So I already did a first part to this video. Some people didn't really like how I set it up, where I didn't really do much pausing when I was trying to talk about things. But if you guys want to go check that out, I will link it down below anyway. This is a video where we're going to be checking out some of their live setup. This version is going to be for their drummer, Paulina, so let's get into it. This is really exciting. I'm going to be pausing and you guys won't have to worry about that, trust me. If I have anything to say, I will pause it. If I don't have anything to say, you guys will just get my full reaction right then and there. So let's get into it. If you guys want to help support me, go check out my Patreon. It's only $2 a month. There's a whole hour and 45-minute reaction to one of their concerts from the warning, so go check it out. Let's go, let's get into this. I love these Gear Masters videos. I think I might do more.
Hi, I'm Paulina. I am the drummer from The Warning, and right now we're in the North American leg of our Error World Tour. It's the second leg we're doing here in the US, and we're very excited. We just released a new song that is called More, and this is like one of the first times that we've been playing it throughout this tour, so it's been really cool. I've actually had to modify my kit to play that new song, so I'm gonna walk you through it. This is a DW performance series, and she's called Bonbon, which is marshmallow in Spanish. I got it during the pandemic and I was gonna like use it for the first time, and then the pandemic happened. So it still feels very new to me. This is a 10-inch tom. This is a 12, and that usually I go for a 14 here, but right now for live, I'm using a 16 and this is an 18. So I just can get like that deep sound. Yeah. I use the toms a lot, like for main.
I think that's something that I really like that they do. They have like this ability to really fill out their sound, and they're such like class act musicians. Even though they're so young, they really know exactly what they're talking about, because like I mean, when they're playing live, there's only 3 members, so they really have to fill out that sound, and they do exactly what they need to do to get that to happen. Just like she's mentioning here with the bigger tom drums, you know, going from like a 14 to a 16-inch to get a deeper sound. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want to hear. And something tells me that Paulina is like more of a driving force in this band than I think that we know about.
Like rhythm parts. So I really wanted to get like that depth in there. My bass drum actually is a little bit shorter in depth. This is 2214 bass drum. My snare is a hand-hammered Black Beauty. As you can see, she's a beauty. I really like this snare. I've been using it for kind of a short time. It was actually a gift, so I'm very happy with it. It has a very deep sound. It sounds gritty. It depends on obviously how you tune it, but my drum tech Carlos always like gets just such a beautiful hard-hitting sound out of it. I use clear pinstripe Remo heads, again 10, 12, 16, 18 on the snare. I use the controlled sound coated one from Remo. So the tuning, especially in the toms, usually varies. These are usually tighter so I can get a good bounce from it. It sounds higher. But these ones are usually kind of tricky sometimes because I like them very loose. I like them deep sounding. But sometimes we get a lot of resonance. But Carlos, my drum tech, has this very cool trick. I don't know if you can see inside the drum, there are cotton pads. We use those to remove our makeup after the shows. And Carlos, one day, he just put them there. And it really dampens the sound, but it doesn't like mute it completely. So that's great. So I can get them a little bit loose without it being a complete mess for our sound engineer. So I am a Sabian artist and I use HHX all over my drum kit. This is an 18 HHX, this is a 16, this is also 18, the Ozone Evolution, and a 20 China. This is a 14. I use this on very few songs, but it does make a huge difference because I keep this a little bit more close than I do this one. And then, so every time I just want to like
Nice.
ride over here when I'm doing like double bass pedal things, I use this one. This is a little splash. I love it. I don't use it as much as I would like to, but hopefully in newer songs I can incorporate it more. My ride, it's a Raw Bell Dry Ride 21, and she's a beauty. This is my absolute favorite cymbal ever. I've been using it for years, I think for like 6 years now, and it has such a cool sound. I crash a lot all the time, but I used to have just a normal, like another HHX over here, but this, it just sounds so much darker, so it really cuts through like the brightness of these HHX ones. I just incorporated this cowbell, this LP cowbell to my drum kit because our new single More has a part with cowbell, and it's really fun using it. I haven't used a cowbell in like years, and it has like,
That's really exciting.
it's little tricks because sometimes it just like really falls, but it sounds so cool, and it's just really fun to just like drive in that. I love it. I am a big Firth artist. I use 5B barrel tip. I just changed drumsticks actually. I used to use 5A, but I'm a very hard hitter, and I wanted to stop, like it just felt really light in my hands, so I got this heavier set, and I've been using it this whole year, and it has made such a good difference. I don't have to use as like much strength to get like a very hard, deep sound out of them. This DW rack that I have, it's actually been like very modified by my dad. My dad like loves hardware, and it used to be like a little bit too large for me, so he like grabbed like a saw and just started cutting everything to my size, and everything is
That's
just
cool.
like so meticulously measured and marked.
It literally
so like
has
every
like a
time that
level
we're
on
touring,
it.
like my drum tech and everyone in production can just set everything up really quickly. So it's very efficient. Every time we open for a band or something, we can get everything done in a very short amount of time, so we're not bothering anybody, and it's great. And it's also very
We're never
comforting
bothering.
to arrive to each show knowing that the measurement of everything is gonna be exactly the same each show. So you don't get like wonky drum sets sometimes. It's all
Nice.
measured
That's why they sound
precisely.
so good.
The pedal that I'm using is a Machine DW pedal. I used to use a direct drive from DW, but after they released the chain one, I prefer this one so much more. And it takes a while getting used to it, but once you get the hang of it, it's so easy to control. And again, I'm a very hard hitter, so it just comes back to me in such a easy way for me to like not hurt myself while I'm playing, and I just really love it. I've been using it for a while. In my hi-hat, I'm using a 9000 DW. I'm a DW girl. And for my MIDI pedals, I'm using some Roland MIDI pedals. They're very heavy, which is great. So basically, I launch all of our like stems and click through Ableton. And I used to have to do it with like manually, but it kind of looked really like clunky. Like after every single song, I would have to go and like enter. So with these MIDI pedals, I can launch the whole show without anybody noticing. And I used to
That's
have
sick.
like,
And that's cool that
I've been
she's
through
the one
so many
controlling
MIDI pedals and MIDI pads, but these are so great because they're really heavy. So like they're not going to be set off by like the slightest movement. They're like, it takes a good hit for it to change the scene. So they're fantastic. I have a start pedal and a stop pedal just in case something goes wrong. We're all humans, so sometimes we need to stop the click tracks. It's just so efficient for everybody to have these systems, and it's fantastic. The drum throne that I use is the DW Airlift 9000. It's great. I use it in the lowest setting because I'm really short, so but it's really comfortable. I love it. For in-ears, I use in-ears audio. They are fantastic. Usually we grow them out really quickly, but these have just like really lasted. And usually the problems that we have with in-ears is like the cables at one point, like they just don't plug in correctly and you don't hear stuff. But these ones have lasted wonderfully.
That seems
what
like
I
to be like a huge
hear the
problem
most in my mix is
in
the
ears.
bass, because me and my sister are just like really connected when we're playing. So having that, like those bass ends, just like really makes a big difference. For my kick block, I have a kick block because I hit it very hard, and usually it just goes so far. Sometimes, like when we didn't have a
She's
kick
so
block,
funny.
sometimes Carlos, my drum tech, would just have to be like there in front of the drum,
Yeah.
just like for it to not move. So that is a lifesaver, and I love it. So that was my gear run through. Once again, we are The Warning. Our webpage is called thewarningband.com. We are The Warning Band on all social media, so go check us out. Thank you for watching.
That's so cool. And it's so nice to see that she's able to do so much. And you know, they that's another reason why I love them, because they really do like obviously they're good musicians, right? Like they've been playing for so long. They know their shit. Like you just watching these videos of them talking about their instruments, like you know that they know their shit. But it's cool to see things like Paulina doing the like changing the show, like kind of controlling the show. Like I said earlier in this video, I had a feeling that she was like I, like she I called her like a more of like a driving force in this band than we might know. And I do still stick by that statement. I don't mean that she like controls the band in any way, but like even for like this live show, like she's talking about how she literally has like a whole MIDI setup just to switch through the tracks, the click tracks, making sure that the show is flowing correctly. I know like there's a lot of bands with a lot of drummers that do that stuff. Like that is really commendable, because like, and I'm sure like she's talking about like they have drum techs, they have guitar techs, obviously they have like technicians that follow that tour with them, play live, that help them out in the studio and stuff like that. But what's cool is that like she has like the ability to like really like really, she really has like their show just like controlled. And it's cool, like they're literally just a three-piece band. And yeah, like most bands have like, you know, technicians that tour with them, like I said, but like, and they do too, but they still have a lot of like things that they do by themselves, and they control it by themselves throughout the show. And that's what I really like. And another thing is like one of the reasons why I really like this band, this group, is because of I feel like each of them have their own little, they obviously have their own little personalities, but they also have this like ability to kind of really like push and entertain. And what I mean by that is like Danny with her powerful voice, she'll really like cut through the mix, and you know, she has the energy. So does Paulina. I mean, they all three of them have a lot of energy on stage, but what I mean by that is like you can really like feel that they're like their energy is directly matched with like the audience, and they're really trying to get the audience involved in the show. That's what makes an entertainer in my opinion. There's people who like are musicians, great musicians, can go and shred your face off on stage, but then their performances are almost like phoned in. With these girls, it feels like they really like have so much love for their craft and really put so much work and effort into this, and have for so many years already, that even though they're so young, they really like have this like ability to just like fucking take over the stage, just take over the arena wherever they're performing. I mean, when they did the VMAs, it was like people were literally like, who the hell are these girls? Like, they fucking rock. And that's how it should be every time somebody goes out there, especially if you don't know a band and they just come and they just like really just hit you in the head with their freaking like their you know, the guitar riffs, their, you know, drum fills, everything just really sends it. And this band is like the whole package is, and that's what I mean. Like, they are entertainers. That's what they do. There's bands that like they make good music and they play live to kind of just like play live, but like they don't really like for example, here, I'll give you guys a perfect example, okay? I saw a band called Brand New. They're like a canceled band, whatever. I don't really care about that part. But what I'm trying to say is I saw them way back in like 2007, 2008, when they were at like the height of their fame. 2007, 2008, when like they were the most popular they had ever been. There was thousands of people watching them. They showed up late, acted like they didn't care. They sounded good, but they acted like they didn't care. They showed up late. They didn't really even interact, and then they just left. And it's like, okay, yeah, you can sound good and you can perform well, but like, is that are you really entertaining the crowd? Are you really engaging with the crowd? But these girls, they really like stay true to their craft so much that you can even in these videos where we're watching them like talk about their gear, like they're so like in love with this kind of stuff that like they just know everything, you know. That's why Paulina's over here like controlling the whole show, doing the click tracks. I'm sure she probably does more than just click tracks with that. You know, changing throughout the songs, making sure everyone's on cue. That is what we're talking about, and still bringing the energy, performing flawlessly every night. That is what we need as performers. That's what I mean. These girls have it all. But there you have it. That was my reaction to Paulina's Gear Bus video. I can't wait to dive into more. I might check out more from this channel, this series. Other things that aren't just the warning from the series, because it's cool. It's really sick to see like what artists are doing, you know? What artists are doing what out there. Some of them you can tell like they don't really bring that much gear. They just kind of show up. But like, and they don't really give a crap. But then you have bands like The Warning who really like give a shit about this, and that's fucking sick. I love it. But there you have it. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Join the Patreon. It's only $2 a month. I'll see you there. Stay safe, everybody.